What's going on, everybody? I appreciate you guys for being here. So today I came in and I noticed we have a problem. So some pests came in throughout the night and they dug out all of the seeds that we actually planted inside the raised beds that are in the greenhouse here. And we've got to mitigate that problem, right? So I want to show you guys the evidence before we go ahead and do what we're going to do. So if you guys see, there are bean seeds popped up. Okay, we planted those. So obviously we know something came in here. Something that would discourage a lot of newbies. Well, not necessarily newbies, anybody really, but you have to have an understanding that this comes with the territory, and up to 30% of your garden could go on to pests, right? Because they got to eat too. You're helping them out with their diet. And so listen, everybody got to eat. It's just a part of the process. Now, this raised bed here, you can see there are holes. All of the holes that you see were peas, okay? So they came in, they dug up the peas, and they ate them all up. Now, they didn't leave evidence as it pertains to dropping, so I don't know if it's, what kind of critter it is. I'm not even gonna name them. You guys know what's in the critter category, but I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to start to deter them from being in here. Now, the second one, some of you guys may or may not have access to it, but let's start with number one. So I've got some vinegar here, and I also have a handful of old Gatorade tops that I cleaned out. Okay, now I got more down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my vinegar, and then I'm going to pour it in here, and then I'm going to set it where the evidence was, because guess what? They'll probably come back tonight and we're going to discourage them with the smell that they don't like, and that is vinegar. For some reason, it kind of reminds them of, maybe a coyote or a fox, something that normally would eat them. It reminds them of them because the smell may mimic, their urine or whatever that they have. So basically, I'm going to take this and then I'm going to sit it right on top there. All right. And so that's what I'm going to do in all of the spots that I've seen them. Anywhere where I think that it could be an entryway for them, I'm going to do the same thing. So going to show you guys another spot before we go on to number two, which may or may not be something you have access to. Maybe you have to be creative. Maybe someone that can supply it for you. But I'm going to do one more spot for now, and then we'll go, move on to number two. All right. So down in this corner here could be the entry point. So I'm just gonna set that right there. Let it sit in the sun. Let it really bake up the smell around the greenhouse here. Now, what's number two? So number two is if you have cats, if you have access to cats, if you got a family member, friend, what you can do is you can get some of their used kitty litter, and then you can just sprinkle it on the outside of the greenhouse. Sprinkle it around the edges on the outside of your greenhouse, and that can help deter the smell, because it lets them know that there's danger around. And different types of critters have it in their DNA. If that litter is around, if that smell is around, then guess what? There's something out there that can really disrupt my life, and I want to stay away. Okay, so those are two bits of advice that I have for you guys. Let me